5 scientific arguments meditation and mindfulness is beneficial to your health. If you ask a group of people why they meditate, you'll likely get a list of answers as varied as the people you ask. Generally speaking, the answer will have to do with how each person sees themselves as their best, most content, dare we say happier, selves. Researchers have now begun to understand the advantages of following this age-old custom. They have discovered by investigating more secular forms of mindfulness meditation that developing the ability to pay attention and accept our current experiences without bias may in fact make us happy. According to studies so far, mindfulness has a good impact on several facets of our psychological health, including mood and pleasant emotions, while also reducing anxiety, emotional reactivity, and job fatigue. But does mindfulness also have a physical impact on us? Recent research into this issue has produced some unexpected findings. Recent studies have been using less biased physiological markers and randomly controlled procedures to get at the answer, whereas much of the early research on mindfulness depended on pilot studies using biased metrics or small participant groups. The research collectively implied that mindfulness may have an effect on our hearts, brains, immune systems, and more. Recent research into this issue has produced some unexpected findings. Recent studies have been using less biased physiological markers and randomly controlled procedures to get at the answer, whereas much of the early research on mindfulness depended on pilot studies using biased metrics or small participant groups. The research collectively implied that mindfulness may have an effect on our hearts, brains, immune systems, and more. Hi, and welcome to Mind Stretcher. My name is Matt, and I am a correctional officer in the U.S. Army with a passion for helping others improve their mental health and well-being. On this channel, I cover a wide range of topics related to psychology and mental health, from the importance of self-care to the benefits of mindfulness and meditation. I offer practical tips and advice for improving your mental health in your everyday life. Join me as we learn more about how beneficial meditation and mindfulness is for your health. 1. Being mindful is beneficial to our hearts. In the United States, heart disease is the primary cause of death, accounting for nearly 1 in 4 fatalities annually. Therefore, anything that reduces the dangers or signs of heart disease will have a big impact on society's health. That could benefit from mindfulness. In one study, pre-hypertension patients were randomized to receive either a course in mindfulness meditation or a program that taught progressive muscle relaxation in addition to their pharmacological treatment. Learning mindfulness resulted in considerably higher decreases in systolic and diastolic blood pressure than learning progressive muscle relaxation, indicating that mindfulness may be able to lower blood pressure in individuals who are at risk for heart disease. In a different trial, participants with heart disease were randomized to either a wait list for the program while receiving standard heart disease treatment or an online program to assist them in practicing meditation. In comparison to the wait list group, those who participated in the mindfulness program significantly improved on the 6-minute walking test, which measures cardiovascular endurance. They also experienced slower heart rates. Although research is still in its early stages, a more recent review by the American Heart Association found that there is enough evidence to recommend mindfulness as an adjunct treatment for coronary disease and its prevention, despite the fact that one review of randomly controlled studies suggested that mindfulness may have conflicting effects on the physical symptoms of heart disease. Having a mindful heart may also benefit hearts that are already in generally good health. The natural changes in heart rate that occur when we breathe, which point to improved heart health and a higher likelihood of surviving a heart attack, may be increased by meditation, according to research. 2. Aging or Alzheimer's-related cognitive deterioration may be slowed down by mindfulness. As people get older, they frequently lose part of their cognitive flexibility and short-term memory. However, even in those with Alzheimer's disease, mindfulness may be able to decrease cognitive deterioration. In a 2016 study, participants with Alzheimer's disease underwent 2 years of cognitive testing along with either mindfulness meditation, cognitive stimulation therapy, relaxation training, or no treatment. In comparison to no therapy, cognitive stimulation and relaxation training appear to be moderately beneficial, but the mindfulness training group showed far more pronounced gains in cognitive scores. Why could it be the case? According to a 2017 study that examined the brains of healthy older adults, meditation may improve attention. In this study, Participants aged 55 to 75 practiced either concentrated breathing meditation or controlled exercise for 8 weeks. The Stroop test, which gauges emotional regulation and attention, was then administered to the group, while electroencephalography was used to keep an eye on their brain activity. In comparison to the active control group, those who underwent breath training demonstrated considerably improved attention on the Stroop test and higher activation in an attention-related brain region. Though preliminary, a systematic assessment of the available data indicates that mindfulness may slow cognitive aging, possibly as a result of its positive benefits on cognition, attention, processing, and executive functioning. 3. Your immune response may be enhanced by mindfulness. Our bodies send out armies of immune cells that travel through the blood when we come into contact with viruses and other disease-causing organisms. We may fight sickness and infection in numerous ways with the aid of these cells, which include neutrophils, T cells, immunoglobulins, pro- and anti-inflammatory proteins, and natural killer cells. It appears that mindfulness may have an impact on these disease-fighting cells. In various research, patients with HIV or breast cancer who practiced mindfulness meditation had higher levels or more active T cells. This shows that mindfulness might aid in the battle against cancer and other immune-dependent disorders. Indeed, mindfulness seems to improve a number of indicators that could signify disease progression in cancer patients. In a different trial, senior individuals were randomized to either a moderate intensity exercise program or an 8-week mindfulness-based stress reduction MBSR course. Those who had engaged in mindfulness practice had increased amounts of the protein interleukin 8 in their nasal secretions at the conclusion, indicating enhanced immune function. A different study discovered higher levels of interleukin 10 in colitis patients who participated in mindfulness meditation training as opposed to a mind-body education course, particularly in those whose colitis had flared up. Another study discovered that individuals who experienced greater gains in mindfulness following an MBSR training also saw faster immune-mediated wound healing. Studies have discovered effects on inflammation markers as well, such as C-reactive protein, which at high levels can be harmful to physical health. According to research, those with rheumatoid arthritis who take an MBSR course instead of waiting on the wait list have lower C-reactive protein levels. Overall, these data imply that mindfulness meditation can help our immune system fight disease. 4. Being mindful could slow down cell aging. Cell aging happens naturally when cells divide throughout life, but it can also be accelerated by illness or stress. Mindfulness meditation appears to have an effect on telomeres, proteins that are present at the ends of chromosomes and prevent them from aging. According to studies, people who meditate regularly may have longer telomeres. The length of the telomeres of breast cancer survivors who underwent MBSR was shown to be better preserved than that of waitlist participants in one experimental trial. There may not be anything particularly unique about MBSR that has an impact on cell aging, as this study also discovered that general supportive interventions affected telomere length. Contrarily, another research of breast cancer survivors who had taken an MBSR course discovered alterations in telomere activity, which is similarly connected to cell aging, but no differences in telomere length. The integrity of the telomeres in our cells may actually be indirectly impacted by mindfulness training, according to a 2018 review of the literature that links it to enhanced telomere activity. Maybe this is why researchers are at least upbeat about meditation's beneficial benefits on aging. 5. Practicing mindfulness may lessen emotional suffering. While the aforementioned physiological advantages of mindfulness are undeniably appealing, we must not overlook the fact that mindfulness also has an impact on our psychological well-being, which in turn has an impact on physical health. In fact, it's highly likely that these modifications work in concert with one another. First of all, a ton of studies points to the potential stress reduction benefits of mindfulness for healthy individuals. John Kabat-Zinn's groundbreaking MBSR method. Here is now a wealth of evidence demonstrating that mindfulness can assist individuals in coping with the stress, anxiety, and suffering that may accompany disease, and particularly chronic disorders. For instance, physiological cravings for a substance that briefly relieves people from their psychological pain are at the root of drug addictions. By assisting individuals in better understanding and coping with their cravings, mindfulness can be a helpful complement to addiction treatment. This may help individuals avoid relapsing once they have successfully weaned themselves off of drugs or alcohol. People who struggle with overeating can relate. Even while it's fascinating, we shouldn't downplay the benefits of meditation for emotional health at the price of its impact on physical health. Since stress reduction is a major benefit of mindfulness, and psychological stress has been linked to heart health, immunological function, and telomere length, it may be challenging to distinguish between the two. The fact that other stress reduction techniques also appear to have an effect on physical health lends more credence to this hypothesis. Thanks for watching. We hope you found this video helpful in understanding more about psychology and mental health. Remember, it's always important to take care of your mental health and seek support if you need it. If you enjoyed this video, don't to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more content on psychology and mental health. Take care and have a great day.